There was a phase of life where money wasn't just a topic. It was the background noise to every thought. Not luxury, not excess, just pressure. Pressure to figure it out, pressure not to fall behind, pressure to become something before time ran out. Waking up in the morning already negotiating with the day. Going to sleep at night replaying decisions that didn't work. And the strangest part wasn't the lack of money, it was the constant mental movement around it. Thinking, planning, replanning, second guessing, overthinking, always doing something yet feeling like nothing was moving. At that time, effort felt heroic, being tired felt normal, stress felt like proof of ambition. Everyone around seemed to be chasing something too: success, status, validation, security, so the chase felt justified. But slowly something became impossible to ignore. No matter how hard the chase became, money stayed just out of reach. Not gone, not absent, just distant. Close enough to think about, far enough to feel frustrated. That's when a quiet question started forming, not all at once, but slowly over time. A question that didn't come from logic, a question that came from exhaustion. Why does money run the moment it's chased? Not dramatically, not spiritually, just practically. Every rushed decision cost more. Every desperate move closed doors. Every fear based on action created more instability. And yet, stopping felt terrifying because chasing had become identity. Without the chase, who was there? There is something no one wants about when talking about ambition. When the goal becomes survival, clarity disappears. The mind stops asking what's aligned and starts asking what's urgent. Urgency is loud, alignment is quiet. Urgency screams, do something now, take anything, don't fall behind. Alignment whispers, wait, observe, choose. But when money feels tight, waiting feels irresponsible, so urgency wins, and urgency sends a signal most people never realize they are broadcasting, a signal that says, I don't trust life to support me, and life responds honestly. At some point, the body notices before the mind does. Sleep becomes shallow, breath becomes tight. The chest feels heavy for no obvious reasons. The nervous system stays alert even when nothing is happening. That's when it became clear this wasn't a money problem, this was a state problem. Money wasn't absent because effort was missing. Money was absent because the internal environment was unstable. And money hates instability. Not morally, energetically, practically. Money flows through people who can hold it without panic. And panic was everywhere. There's a myth people repeat: work harder and money will come, but no one asks what state is that work coming from. Because effort, fueled by fear, doesn't expand reality, it contracts it. Fear narrows vision, fear shortens time horizons, fear creates tunnel thinking, and money, real money, requires perspective. Long vision, calm decision, patience, things fear cannot sustain. The chase wasn't loud at first, it disguised itself as productivity. Early mornings, late nights, constantly learnings, constant consuming, watching videos, reading threads, taking notes, but something was missing: integration. Everything stayed in the mind, nothing settled into the body, and money responds to embodiment, not ideas. Here's the part that uncomfortable to admit. The chase feels productive, but it's actually avoidance. Avoidance of stillness, avoidance of uncertainty, avoidance of sitting with I don't know yet. Chasing keeps the mind busy enough to avoid deeper questions. Questions like, what if the way I'm trying to earn is wrong for me? What if my pace is misaligned? What if my identity is built on proving instead of receiving? Those questions require silence, and silence felt dangerous because silence exposes truth. There was a moment, not dramatic, not cinematic, where the chase simply stopped, not because of alignment and not because of enlightenment, because the body refused to continue. The mind was tired of convincing itself, the nervous system was tired of being alert, the heart was tired of hoping. Nothing broke, nothing collapsed, but nothing moved either. And in that stillness, something strange happened. The pressure lifted slightly, not because money arrived, but because the signal changed. For the first time, there was no demand being sent out, no internal shouting at life, just quietness. And in that quietness, a realization surfaced slowly, gently, without force. Money doesn't come to people who want it badly. Money comes to people who are ready to be responsible for it. Responsibility doesn't mean hard work, it means emotional stability, clarity, self trust, consistency of identity. The kind of person who doesn't collapse when things fluctuate, the kind of person who doesn't make decisions from fear, the kind of person who doesn't treat money as oxygen. That realization didn't bring money instantly, but it brought something more important first: space, mental space, emotional space, decision space, and in that space, new behavior emerged naturally. Not rushing replies, not forcing outcomes, not chasing every option. Waiting felt less threatening, pausing felt intelligent, and something subtle shifted. Instead of asking, how do I get money? The question became, what kind of person does money stay with? That question changes everything. Because once identity becomes the focus, effort becomes secondary. And when effort is secondary, alignment takes the lead. This was the beginning not of wealth but of stability. And stability is the doorway money walks through. No conclusion yet, no payoff yet, no instruction yet, just the ground being prepared. That question, what kind of person does money stay with, didn't demand an answer immediately. It sat there quiet, heavy, honest. And slowly behavior began to change, not from discipline but from awareness. There was less explaining, less proving, less urgency, not because confidence suddenly appeared, but because desperation finally left. And that's when the real shift happened, not externally, internally. Money didn't arrive first, relief did. The relief of not needing every decision to work, the relief of not trying self worth to outcomes, the relief of allowing uncertainty without panic. This is the part most people misunderstand. They think calm comes after money, but calm comes before money. Money follows the nervous system, it follows safety, it follows regulation. When the body stops broadcasting survival, life stops responding with scarcity. Here's the truth that changes everything. Money is not attracted to desire, money is attracted to capacity. The capacity to wait, the capacity to choose slowly, the capacity to say no, the capacity to lose without collapsing, the capacity to receive without guilt. And capacity is built in silence, not in chasing. Once the chase ended, something subtle but undeniable began to happen. Decision felt cleaner. Timing felt less forced. Opportunities didn't feel heavy. There was no rush to act, yet action became more effective because it wasn't coming from fear, it was coming from alignment, and alignment has a signature. It feels calm, it feels obvious, it feels almost boring. No drama, no adrenaline, no anxiety, just clarity. This is when money started behaving differently, not explosively, not overnight, but consistently. And consistency is the real sign of alignment. Money didn't arrive as a miracle, it arrived as a response to stability, self-trust, emotional regulation, identity coincidence. In other words, money responded to someone who could hold it. Let's say this plainly. The chase doesn't make you ambitious, the chase makes you noisy. And noise confuses life. When the signal became clean, life responds cleanly. The why stopping the chase feels terrifying at first because silence removes distractions, and without distractions, the truth becomes unavoidable. The truth is this: money doesn't want to be begged, it doesn't want to be chased, it doesn't want to be pressured. Money wants to be respected through boundaries, respected through patience, respected through discriminant, respected through self-worth that doesn't fluctuate. The moment money stops being your oxygen, it starts becoming your ally. This is why some people earn more doing less. Not because they are lazy, but because they are regulated. They move from a settled place, they decide from clarity, they act without internal chaos. Their identity is stable, so reality stabilizes around them. Now listen carefully. If you are hearing this, the chase is already ending. Not because you're quitting, but because you're evolving. The phase of proving is closing, the phase of aligning is opening. And alignment does not scream, it whispers. Tonight isn't about motivation, it's about permission. Permission to stop forcing, permission to stop down, permission to trust timing, permission to choose stability over urgency, because urgency keeps you stuck, stability moves you forward. So as this video ends, don't promise yourself anything dramatic. Come on, you're more than that. Don't vow to hustle harder, don't swear to grind more. Just make one quiet decision: I stop chasing, I start aligning. Say it internally. No performance, no announcement, and then watch what happens next. Because when the chase ends, space opens, and money always fills space. I want you to like, share, and subscribe so you cannot miss another manifestation and spiritual awakening video. I'll see you in my next video.